Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm finally here, finally back. It's been a while, I know, but I'm here for the 2024 reading wrap up. I haven't started a book since the last one that I finished, so I doubt that I'd finish anything else before the year ends. So this is the comprehensive list of books. I read 80 books, which I'm very proud of myself, because my goal was 50 and I honestly didn't even think that I'd be able to get that, so I'm overjoyed. So pat on the back. And before I go in with the ratings, I kind of just want to explain my rating system and how this video is going to work. So for me, 1 star is this was awful or I didn't finish it. 2 stars is I did not enjoy, but I got through it. 3 stars is I liked. I liked it, I enjoyed it. There's been books that I've read in one sitting that have been a 3 star, and I'm fond towards those books. 4 stars is I really, really like it, but I don't think I'm gonna think about this every single day. 5 stars is for me amazing, I will think about this constantly, perfect, no notes. So yeah, that is the whole rating system. So I just wanted to get that out there because there's some of the books that are I know are gonna be a little bit my rating's a little not what people expect. So yeah, and I'm just gonna go through it and just say book rating quickly because 80 books, I can't unfortunately have the opportunity to talk about all of them, but that's okay. In the future, I'm gonna do book recommendation videos and 5 stars and all that, and I'll be able to go more in depth on what happened and my opinions on the books in those type of videos. All right, so let's get started, starting off mid with my first book. I have my Goodreads right here. My first book of 2024, which was Daisy Haites, 3 stars. Next, Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home, 2 stars. Daisy Haites, The Great Undoing, 4 stars. See, we're getting up there. Then Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood, that I gave 4 stars. Then I read Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score, and I gave that 3 stars. Then I read Betting on You by Lynn Painter, 5 stars. This was my first 5-star read of the year, ate it up. Then Magnolia Parks, Into the Dark by Jessa Hastings, 2 stars. And my review, I'm finally free. No hate at all. I see why people love it, but it just was not for me. Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage was my next read, as well as Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. I read those together in one day. I gave both of those books 4 stars. Then I read Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score. I gave that book 2 stars. Then I read Things We Left Behind, and I gave that 3 stars. Then I read the Mind series by St. Abbey, and I gave that 4 stars, 4.5 for the whole series, for all 5 books there. And then I read Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, and I gave that 4 stars. Then I read Butcher and Blackbird by Brian, I don't know how to say that, I'm sorry, Weaver, and I gave that 4 stars. I read Funny Story by Emily Henry, 4 stars. The Rule Book by Sarah Adams, I gave this one 3 stars, but a big part of that, I think, in my opinion, because I love Sarah Adams' writing, is the fact that I read Funny Story right before it. I found that there was a lot of similarities in the female main character, so it just kind of felt like I was still reading Funny Story, and Funny Story in a different font, essentially. No hate at all, of course. Then I finally finished Pride and Prejudice. I did not rate this because I've been reading this book for 2 years. Simply because I couldn't, I never knew what was happening. I don't want to say pretty early, I was an adult fully, but I think when I started it, I just wasn't in the headspace to fully comprehend it. All right, moving forward. Happily Never After by Lynn Painter, I gave that 2 stars. Then I read Flawless by Elsie Silver, and this kickstarted my Elsie Silver journey this year. I read every single one of her books this year. Flawless was my first book by her, and I read every single one that has come out since. And I gave that 4 stars. And then I read Heartless, which I also gave 4 stars, Reckless, which I also gave 4 stars, Powerless, which I also gave 4 stars, and Hopeless, which I gave 2 stars. I am so sorry. I'm sorry. Next, I read The Dixon Rule by Elle Kennedy. 4 stars, so good. Did honestly not expect it to be as good as I thought it was. Like, I was actually shook. And then I read Better Than the Movies. 4 stars. Then we go down a little bit from that like great journey there. I read Checkmate by Ali Hazelwood, 2 stars. I'm sorry. And then I read Happy Place by Emily Henry. Unpopular Opinion, 3 stars. Sorry. Then I read Binding 13, which I gave 5 stars. That's by Chloe Walsh. I read Keeping 13 by Chloe Walsh, 4 stars. Saving 6, 5 stars. Redeeming 6, 5 stars. Taming 7, we'll call it 3.5 to 4. I don't really know what I rated that. I really don't know. Like, I rated that one with my heart. And then I read Play Along by Liz Tomford. Love her books. They're so good. 5 stars. And then I got back together with Elsie Silver and I read Wild Love and I gave that 4 stars. And then I read Love Redesigned, which I gave 3 stars. That was my first Lauren Asher book. And I've read 2 since then, but I like her. Like, I want to get more into her books. Then I read Love Unwritten, which I gave also 3 stars, but I did like it. Once again, 3 stars still a like. Then I read this, I don't know why I'm hand gesturing. I'm sorry, like I'm Italian, it's not my fault. I'm the victim. And then I read The Favor by Suzanne Wright, and I gave that 3 stars. And then I read The Fourth Wing. Sorry, it's just Fourth Wing. I don't know why I'm putting the. And that was by Rebecca Yarros, and that one, that was like my dip back into like romantasy fantasy, because that was like one of my main genres. Actually, it was my main genre growing up, and then I strayed away, and this was like for years and years and years. And 5 stars. I was hooked, like literally hooked. And I read Iron Flame, which I gave like 4.5. And then I read Ed on a Limb by Hannah Bone Young, not Yummy, 4.5. Then I read Powerless by Lauren Roberts, 4 stars. Reckless, 3 stars. Then I once again got back together with Elsie Silver. We reunited. I read her Gold Rush Ranch series. That is a bit of a tongue twister, at least for me. I gave Off to the Races, which is the first one, 3 stars. I gave A Photo Finish, 4 stars. The Front Runner, 4 stars, and A False Start, 4.5. It was really good. And then I got back together with Romantasy. And I read ACOTAR, which like actually is so unexpected. Like, I honestly thought I was never gonna read that series. I don't know why. I just like never thought I was gonna pick it up, because like people have just such big opinions on it that I was kind of like scared, to be completely frank. And I liked it. I really did. Actually, I really enjoyed it. It's pretty sick. I rated ACOTAR, the first one, 3 stars. I rated A Court of Mist and Fury, 3.5. I rated A Court of Wings and Ruin. I think this one was my favorite, to be honest. I rated that one 4 stars, like 4.5. I rated A Court of Frost and Starlight. I rated that 3. I rated A Court of Silver Flames. I rated that one 4 stars. And then I read Daydream by Hannah Grace, and I gave that 4.5. So good. So good. Like, did not expect that. Then, back together with Elsie Silver. I think this was the last Elsie Silver book I read this year, because I think it's the last one out. Except for like that novella that I haven't read, but I read Wild Eyes, 4 stars. And then I read The Inmate by Frida McFadden. This is like one, I want to say, of the first adult like thriller books. Like, I'm not really sure the genre. I think it's thriller, right? Ish. So. I rated that 3 stars. This was like really exciting though. Like I was very excited to be there for that. Then I read Falling by Janisha Boswell. 3 stars. I really, really liked it. Like I definitely enjoyed it, and I definitely will be continuing that series. That's like I believe that is Janisha Boswell's debut novel. And then I read The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. I give that 4 stars. Ate it up. I think I read that in one day, like genuinely. And I cannot guess that one. Like for The Inmate, I kind of guessed it. And like other books, like and like movies, I'm so good at guessing things. The Boyfriend, no, like literally caught off guard. Maybe I don't know. Then I read Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter, and I gave that 4 stars. Then I read Love in the Time of Serial Killers. I gave that one 3 stars. Very fun time. Then I read Assistant to the Villain, and I gave that 3 stars. I read Unsteady by Peyton Corinne, I think. Once again, if I'm saying any of these names wrong, like I sincerely apologize. I'm just not really good at pronunciation, especially names and words. I'm sorry. I don't know. Anyways, I gave that one 5 stars. Loved it. I loved it. I never hear anyone talking about this book. It was incredible. It reminded me of Binding 13 kind of, but if Johnny was dating Joey instead of Shannon, if you know what I mean. Just like their characters are more alike. And then I read Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage. I gave that like 4.5, 4.75 I'll say. And then I got into dark romance again. I stepped back into that, and I read the Darkverse series by Runix, I think. And I rated The Predator 3 stars, The Reaper 3 stars, The Emperor, and I gave that 4 stars, 4.5. That one. For The Emperor, I was giggling and kicking my feet. Like, oh my goodness, it was so good. And after that, I read The Finisher, which I gave 3 stars, and then I read The Annihilator, which I gave 2 stars. I haven't read The Syndicator yet, but yeah. And then I got to little cutesy books, and I read The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which is literally like the complete opposite, and I gave that one 3 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was like really cute. I had fun. The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore by Lori Gilmore, I read next, and that one I gave 4.5. And then I read My December Darling by Lauren Asher. Oh my goodness, it was so good. Like, it was just so simple. There was no beating around the bush. They liked each other. That was it. Like, I liked it a lot. 4 stars. And I read Face Off. I think I said that again. Okay. By Chelsea Curdo? I'm sorry. I gave that one 4 stars though. And I read Power Play, also by her, which I gave also 4 stars. So, yay. And then I read The Christmas Tree Farm, and I gave that one 3 stars. That one's also by Lori Gilmore. And then I started Shatter Me. I haven't marked one of the books read though. Or maybe it's just not showing up. Anywho, I gave the first Shatter Me book a 3 stars. The Unravel Me book, I gave that one 4 stars. I gave Ignite Me 4 stars, and then I gave Restore Me 3 stars. So good. This is my first time reading it. I really missed out. Like, holy moly, that series is great. Alright, so that is all 80, which I'm actually surprised at how quickly I was able to get through that, or at least it felt quick. I don't know, maybe I've been talking for 3 years, who knows. But yes, that is what I read, and I'm very excited now, like, to continue my reading journey. I'm very, very satisfied with the books that I read this year. I feel like I had like a few 2 stars. Like, I started the year off pretty slow, and then like boom. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. There's a lot of incredible books that I've read this year, and a lot of books that weren't my taste, but I'm gonna say like 75 to 80% I really, really enjoyed, and that's incredible. So thank you, and thank you to the authors for writing them, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video, actually very soon, because I'm going to film it right now and I will edit them. I promise. Pinky swear. Pinky swear.